Good morning. We will discuss about quality of service. We can informally define quality of service as something a flow seeks to attain. Traditionally, four types of characteristics are attributed to a flow. They are reliability, delay, jitter, and bandwidth. Reliability is a characteristic that a flow needs. Lack of reliability means losing a packet or acknowledgement, which entails retransmission. Next, delay. Source to destination delay is another flow characteristic. Again, applications can tolerate delay in different degrees. For example, telephony, audio conferencing, video conferencing, and remote login need minimum delay, while the delay in file transfer or email is less important. Next, jitter. Jitter is the variation in delay for packets belonging to the same flow. For example, if four packets depart at times 0, 1, 2, and 3 and arrive at 20, 21, 22, and 23, all have the same delay 20 units of time. On the other hand, if the above four packets arrive at 21, 23, 21, and 28, they will have different delays 21, 22, 19, and 24 units of time. For applications such as audio and video, the first case is completely acceptable and the second case is not. The last one, bandwidth. Different applications need different bandwidths. In video conferencing, we need to send millions of bits per second to refresh a color screen, while total number of bits in an email may not reach even a million. So we want to improve all the quality of service parameters. We will discuss about some of the techniques to improve the quality of service. For that, we are going to use the techniques called as scheduling, traffic shaping, resource reservation, and admission control. Resource reservation means a flow of data needs resources such as buffer, bandwidth, CPU time, and so on. The quality of service is improved if these resources are reserved beforehand. Admission control means admission control refers to the mechanism used by the router or a switch to accept or reject a flow based on predefined parameters called flow specifications. Before a router accepts a flow for processing, it checks the flow specifications to see if its capacity in terms of bandwidth, buffer size, CPU speed, and extra, and its previous commitments to other flows can handle the new flow. Scheduling. In scheduling, we have three types of queues. The first one, FIFO queue, first in, first out queuing. Packets wait in the buffer until the node is ready to process them. If the average arrival rate is higher than the average processing rate, the queue will fill up, the new packets will be discarded. Second technique of scheduling, priority queuing. In priority queuing, packets are assigned to a priority class. Each priority has its own queue. The packets in highest priority queue are processed first. Packets in the lowest priority queue are processed last. Note that the system does not stop serving a queue until it is empty. A priority queue can provide better quality of service than FIFO queue because higher priority traffic such as multimedia can reach the destination with less delay. However, there is a potential drawback also. If there is a continuous flow in high priority queue, then the packets in low priority queues will never have a chance to be processed. This is a condition called as starvation. The last method of scheduling, weighted for queuing. A better scheduling method is called weighted for queuing. In this technique, the packets are still assigned to different classes and admitted to different queues. The queues, however, are weighted based on the priorities of the queues. Higher priority means higher weight. The system processes packets in each queue in a round robin fashion with the number of packets selected from each queue based on corresponding weight. For example, if the weights are 3, 2 and 1, 3 packets are processed from first queue, 2 from second queue and 1 from third queue. Next, traffic shaping. Traffic shaping is a mechanism to control the amount of data rate or the rate of traffic sent to the network. For traffic shaping, we are going to discuss about leaky bucket algorithm. If a bucket has a small hole at the bottom, the water leaks from the bucket at a constant rate as long as there is water in the bucket. The rate at which water leaks does not depend on the rate at which the water is input to the bucket unless the bucket is empty. Or in other words, the input rate can vary, but the output rate remains constant. Similarly, in networking, a technique called leaky bucket can smooth out bursty traffic. In the diagram, we can see the bursty data, the first half. In the bottom, we can see the fixed data rate, which is the output of leaky bucket. The leaky bucket implementation is shown in the diagram. There is a queue available, and if the queue is full, the packets will be discarded. If the queue is not full, the packets can reach the queue. The output of the queue is connected to the processor. The queue sends the packets at a constant rate. This is the concept of leaky bucket algorithm. Thank you.